Well, you are listening to CKUA. My name is Grant, and the program is Alberta Morning. Next up, we are joined by a pair of renowned musicians who perform a series of concerts this week here in Alberta. Montreal-based cellist Stéphane Tétreault and Alberta's own Akiko Tominaga, a pianist based in Calgary. They'll be performing a wide range of cello and piano music this weekend in High River, in Rimbey, and in Camrose. And I am delighted to say that they both join us right now. Stéphane, thank you so much for being here. Where do we find you this morning?
Thank you, Grant. This morning I'm in Regina.
All right, on the road. And Akiko, thank you for being here. Welcome. And whereabouts are you?
Hi, I'm in my own home in Calgary.
Okay, terrific. Well, maybe we get started. Stéphane, how did this idea come about for the two of you? I mean, you've both collaborated so much in such an eclectic fashion over the years. Why the two of you coming together in this duo setting?
Right. Well, I mean, Akiko and I last played together when I was in Calgary playing with the Philharmonic, and there was a recital, and they asked her to play, and it was a wonderful encounter, and it was really musically and personally super enriching and fun. And so when I was asked to do the Prairie debut tour, the original pianist with whom I was doing the tour had to cancel for professional reasons, and it was, the first person on my mind for the Alberta stretch of the tour was obviously Akiko, and so I'm very glad that she was free and that she was willing to accept.
And there's something so special, I think, about cello and piano together. Akiko, what is it about that combination musically that you find inspiring?
Well, I think the cello is often said to be the closest to the human voice. It's a beautiful instrument, very expressive, and has this very low and mellow sound, and also the quite exciting range, also in the top register. But I personally feel, again, wonderful collaborating with Stéphane, because I think it's very special when there's a chemistry and dynamic that really works between a duo, between two musicians. And from the beginning, I think with Stéphane, it was so easy, and we connected so well. We didn't have to speak a lot. We spoke through the music. So
We spoke through the
yeah,
music, yeah.
that's right.
And that brings me to the program that you'll be performing, which is quite an eclectic one. You'll be performing works that range all the way from, you'll be performing the works of everyone from J.S. Bach to living Russian composer Rodion Shredin. How did you go about choosing the pieces that you'll be performing together on this tour?
Yeah, well, that's a good question. I mean, it's sort of it's sort of made of crowd pleasers as well as some more unknown works. But I think on my end, they're about all my favorite pieces for cello and piano. When you consider shorter works and what they consider as salon music, but can be obviously played in a concert hall, and I'm looking forward to playing those pieces with Akiko. Some of, as you mentioned, some of the Russian works are really dear to my heart, as well as obviously the Bach suite is beautiful. The sonata by Debussy we've played before, and I mean, every piece has a place on the program, I think, in my heart.
That's lovely. And I'd be curious to know, Akiko, because you have such a great perspective on this. I mean, you were born in Japan, you were raised in the USA, you earned a degree from the ultra-prestigious Curtis Institute of Music, but for the past decade and a half or more, you've been calling Southern Alberta home. So from your wide experience, what is it that you appreciate about playing music and just the musical community that you find in this part of the world?
Oh, wow. I have to say, music is, and the pieces that we have on the program are so wonderful because it doesn't matter where you're from or where you live. We can experience music from different parts of the world. For example, when Debussy wrote the sonata for cello and piano, he was inspired by Spanish music. And so I think music has that ability to sort of cross the borders and also to bring all those other culture and music from other countries to different places. It doesn't matter where we're from or where we live. It has that power, capacity to sort of transcend all of that. And it's wonderful because we get an opportunity to bring, music that we love and we enjoy playing to these communities. And I always find also we get so much out of the experience as well, sharing music with these communities, because a lot of times we don't really travel to these places. I know High River, I've been to many times, but for example, I've never been to Rimbey. So I'm very excited to actually meet the community and to get to know the place better.
And I know that you've both traveled very widely and played some, huge renowned concert halls in major cities. This tour takes you through lovely venues, as you mentioned, High River, Rimbey, Camrose. So I wonder, as a performer, Stéphane, what does it feel like to play for audiences in smaller centers and more intimate venues? And what opportunity does that offer you as a musician?
Well, I feel that it reaches what Akiko just said, in that music is universal, and music, regardless of the language we may speak or where we may live, music can definitely touch people and bring people together. And I think that part of this program, also it being called The Voice of the Cello, is also an image to finding one's own voice and being oneself and being authentic. So I think everybody can relate to that. And playing in smaller communities is also very special and moving, because being close to the audience physically in the hall or in a church is a very rewarding experience, I feel, for the performers, but also for the audience. You really feel the connection as though you were in their living room, and that's a really privileged experience.
And just briefly, Stéphane, you have a pretty remarkable instrument that you play. Are you bringing the Stradivarius with you to Alberta?
It is. It's with me on tour, and it's looking forward to meeting everyone.
Wonderful. That's great. Well, I am so glad to get a chance to meet the both of you on the radio like this. And thank you both for taking the time out of your schedule to come join us on the airwaves.
Thank you, Grant. It's been a pleasure.
Well, that was Montreal cellist Stéphane Tétreault and Calgary's very own Akiko Tominaga, renowned pianist. They'll perform a wide range of cello and piano music this weekend, a tour taking them through to the High River United Church October 20th, the Rimbey Public Library on the 21st, and to the Lougheed Performing Arts Centre in Camrose on the 22nd. You can check their websites for details, and you can also head over to CKUA's events calendar at ckua.com/events.